Good day, everyone. Welcome to the first Wars Radio for 2005. I'm your host, Mark Tuttle. We're back from the holidays and can finally get things back running as smooth as possible. We've got a lot of great stuff to talk about today. A little bit different format today for Wars Radio, and we've got a great contest that we're going to do at the end of the show, so get ready for that. All right, it's 2005, and today is also Friday, January 7th. It is release day for the first Wars TCG expansion, which is Nowhere to Hide. With us in the studio once again is Wars TCG brand manager for Decipher, Chuck Kallenbach. Chuck, welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome back, I guess.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here.
It is release day for Nowhere to Hide, and we've already got our little employee product.
Ooh, it's exciting.
Passed out this morning and tear it open, and it's kind of fun because you think that we're all, we're around this so much. We think, more cards, but it was always, what'd you get? What'd you get?
Yeah.
What did you get over there? And
yeah.
Of course, Trevor got a foil, so he's running up and down Gamer Row there yelling, I got a shiny, I got a shiny.
I hated that.
I didn't get a shiny.
I didn't get a shiny
in my
either.
packs, but I got some good stuff.
I got good stuff. I got a Joker Danico, so I was happy.
Nice. Nowhere to Hide's got some great stuff in it. We'll talk about that coming up in just a moment. In fact, let's just talk about that right now. Nowhere to Hide. It's now out. 167 cards added to the Wars TCG. What can we expect out of Nowhere to Hide?
Well, first of all, I think people are going to get blown away by the fact that we've integrated the story and the images much better than we did in Incursion. There's been a lot more planning for that. So all you storyline freaks are going to be very, very happy. But we've got lots of new twists on the gameplay that people have already seen in the previews and commented on the message boards. I just think they're going to get blown away.
All right, if you want to see some good stuff on Nowhere to Hide, you need to rush right out to your local game store, and you need to pick up the latest issue of Undefeated magazine. This is the where is it? This is the February-March 2005 issue, and if you look inside, there's a bunch of great stuff for Wars in there, and toward the back is about a 4-page feature with all kinds of great stuff on what to expect with Nowhere to Hide.
And it's written by Kendrick and Joe right here from our design studio.
And Dex by Mike Gerard.
With Dex by Mike Gerard. It's good stuff.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great stuff, and it goes faction by faction and says this is the kind of stuff that you're going to find. This is the kind of stuff you can play with. And it's got decks built for you, and these are built by, again, Mike is a great deck builder.
Yep.
So great coverage. We appreciate them for that. Go out and pick up the latest Undefeated magazine. This issue also features their official review for Wars TCG. They're a bi-monthly magazine, so they finally got around to getting the Wars TCG review in it. Out of 10, we got an 8.5.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Here's how it broke down. The hype was 7.5. We only hyped 7.5.
I don't know what that means.
Unbelievable. Feel was 8. Ease was 6.5. This isn't a beginner's game.
No,
this is a core game.
I think Feel of 8 is really good for a proprietary product, too. I think that's cool.
Absolutely. This is the big one, though, is strategy. 9.5.
That makes me the most happiest.
Well, and of course, we say that Wars TCG is the most strategic trading card game on the market right now.
That's right, and Undefeated agrees with us.
Original play is 8. Collectability is 7 because it's proprietary, so I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Averages out to an 8.5, and Sean Morrison from Undefeated, who I don't even know Sean.
I don't know, but I love him.
Oh, yeah, he's a good guy. So it's great stuff. So pick up Undefeated because there's good stuff in it. All right, moving along now. We didn't put a tease on Decipher.com this week because we were waiting to get some official word on something that we wanted to talk about this week that we kind of knew was coming, and we're like, is it going to be today? Is it going to be tomorrow?
Because
what's going to happen?
Big, exciting new projects take some negotiations and things to get nailed down. But
fortunately, we were able to get the news in time, and many of you have probably already heard this by now, but Decipher and Mongoose Publishing has officially announced the Wars the role-playing game.
Yes.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. And I don't know if you're familiar with Mongoose, but they've done a great Judge Dredd game, Babylon 5 game, a good Conan game. They're really good at working with other people's universes, and they do a very nice quality product. The Wars role-playing game will be a D20 game, and the focus they've included me in reviewing. I'm kind of the story editor for Wars, so I've seen their very first draft of the first rule book. So I have a lot of role-playing experience as a player and actually as a writer for another company. So I've been reviewing that. I've been making sure they got their I's dotted and their T's crossed, and make sure that Keesin is spelled right, and
make sure the Quay have the right number of feet and stuff like that.
That's right. We got to count the feet. All right. So they have been very involved with having us make sure the story in the role-playing game coordinates with the story that we have in the TCG. So I'm very excited about that.
All right. And one of the cool things is those of you who have been submitting fan fiction and have taken it upon yourself to immerse yourself so deep in the storyline, now you're going to have, literally the best stuff you can get, and that's an RPG.
That's right.
And that supplies all that background.
And the other thing that I knew was going to happen is that we have to make a ton of story We have all kinds of conferences, and we write lore, and we put all the story that we can into the TCG cards. But I knew when the role-playing game came along, we would have to come up with lots of other stuff. There have been lots of discussions between me and the guys from Mongoose about things like currency. How does a she pay a maverick for doing something? These are questions that we need to have answered for the role-playing game. So it's really fleshing out the universe.
Well, the nice thing about it is, like you said, it's in great hands with Mongoose Publishing. They make all kinds of great stuff, and the release time frame for this is June of 2005.
Yep.
That's just a couple months away.
Right.
And not only will there be a core book in June, but according to Alex, there's also going to be the first source book, which will be the Incursion source book.
Yep, that's right.
Which is very cool. And I think next week for Wars Radio, we're going to see if we can get somebody from Mongoose on.
That sounds terrific.
And talk, because they're a British company, so they're fun to talk to anyways.
Yeah.
So that'll be all good. So keep that in mind, folks. Wars role-playing game from Mongoose Publishing, using the Decipher license, of course. Coming out this June, so that's going to be big. All right, we've got some other news to talk about from Wars TCG this week. Some tournament kind of stuff, too.
Yeah, stuff for tournaments. Let me talk about, first of all, this has been requested and discussed quite a bit. We're going to be, it's in the works that we're going to lower the sanctioning limits for Wars from 8 players to 6 players. So I think that's really going to help people jumpstart their communities. I know a lot of times 6 or 7 guys show up and you can't get that 8th guy, and it's pretty demoralizing. So we're going to lower that to 6. We're going to try to have as many tournaments for you as we can, and I hope that really revitalizes all the local playing communities. A lot of players have been asking us
that'll be real
to
good.
do that for a long time. One more thing I want to mention. Yes, we do have storyline tournaments coming up where you will be able to declare your faction, and you will be scored based on participation of the faction and how many tournaments that faction wins to find out which faction wins the whole storyline tournament. So you'll be part of a tournament event that spans several countries and thousands of players. So it should be very exciting. We're working on getting some very special prizes for the storyline tournaments, things that we haven't had for Wars before. So when we get all that finalized, we'll give you all the details and give you the scheduling. We're targeting March, I think, for the first storyline tournament. So news on that soon.
Good stuff. All right, and speaking of tournaments in March, don't forget we're just a little shy of 2 months away from the $10,000 booster draft tournament in Las Vegas for the Decipher Vegas Open. We are still finalizing details on the venue right now. A lot of people are asking, where's it going to be? You know, I need to make my hotel rooms and reservations and plane flights and things like that. But we're going to have that for you just any day now. We're just about ready to have that done. And again, that's about 2 months away.
Vegas, baby.
$10,000 booster draft tournament.
Yeah.
And this opens it up for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and plus, not to mention the fact you're going to get a great deal on the packs that you get, because you'll get some Incursion, you'll get some Nowhere to Hide. So really, you need to start drafting right now. And that's another question I wanted to ask you, Chuck, while we have you. Now that Nowhere to Hide is out, what is your recommendation for booster draft?
Well, I think the recommendation we've been using is 2 Incursion and 1 Nowhere to Hide, if I'm correct about that. By all means, if you guys are running events out there, if you want to draft all Nowhere to Hide, it's certainly designed that way. It's going to work just fine. We've got new unlimited locations for, well, they're not unlimited, but we've got new encampments for sectors, which are going to make things really exciting. So I think it works either way, but I think the recommendation officially is 2 Incursion and 1 Nowhere to Hide.
Not to mention the fact, if you want to pick up some of those booster draft tournament kits that we sold out of previously, we've got some more of those unlimited locations printed up that we did with Nowhere to Hide. Those kits should be back in stock any day now.
And let me mention one more thing. With every Nowhere to Hide box of boosters, there is a box topper that tells you how to run a booster draft.
Sure.
So,
and it's also got a checklist, too.
Yeah, it does.
People like the checklist.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that all taken care of. Is that all the business we have to do?
I believe it is.
All right. Today is release day for Nowhere to Hide. We're all in a great mood around here.
Yeah.
So we thought, and we're so happy with the art on Nowhere to Hide. We can't even begin to tell you how hard these artists work on this.
Yeah.
And there is just some fabulous things. So we came up with a little contest. We want to see how hard you can look at those images. We want you to look at the cards.
We're going to force you to spend some time looking at some terrific artwork.
Right. So what we've got, we're going to do a contest right now called the Decipher Wars Radio Mystery Box Contest. Now, we've got a box with 5 Nowhere to Hide cards in it.
That's right.
All right. All you have to do is send me an email at wars.radio@decipher.com with the titles of those 5 cards. All right. Now, I'm going to give you a clue for each card which relates to the image of the card. So if you're looking at a text spoiler, this ain't going to help you probably. There's one kind of maybe a gimme in there, but the rest of them are not going to happen. The grand prize is a booster display of Wars TCG Nowhere to Hide.
Woohoo!
And that will go to the first person to email me at wars.radio@decipher.com with the 5 cards in the mystery box.
That's right. So I hope you're opening your cards today so you can check out these pictures.
That's right. Now, there are 3 runner-up prizes. The next 3 correct entries that come in will get one of each Nowhere to Hide starter deck.
Nice.
And 2 Nowhere to Hide booster packs.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so throw a little stuff out there for you.
That's really good.
So we're going to have 4 total winners here, but here are the rules now. 1 entry per person will be accepted, so you better be sure when you come up with your 5 titles that that's it. Any subsequent entries will be discarded. Decipher employees, families, outside translators, anyone associated with the media that had access to advanced spoilers, not eligible to win. And we know who you are.
That's right.
So don't cheat.
Yeah, we have a list.
Yeah, entry must contain the complete... Must complain? Sure.
Must contain.
Let's try that again. Entry must contain the complete and accurate card titles, and the entry must contain your name, shipping address, and email address.
Right.
It also helps if you just say hi to us. My chair just broke in half. Look at that. Literally, one of the arms just fell right off my chair.
No one was injured.
No one was injured, no. And no animals were harmed either
No.
in producing this show.
That's
All right,
right.
here we go. These are the card clues, folks. Now, these came out of my diseased mind.
That's right. You must listen very carefully.
That's right. And these will somehow relate. And you've seen all of these.
Oh, yes.
So you know there's a tie there.
We figured it. We made them make sense.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Clue number 1. Ow, you're bruising my Adam's apple.
All right.
That's number 1.
That's good.
Number 2. 1 ring to rule them all.
That's amazing.
Am I in the right game here?
I think so, yeah. Go ahead.
Number 3. We have fire, long sticks, now for marshmallows.
Marshmallows is good.
That's my favorite one.
Find the card with the marshmallows.
Yeah. Number 4. Live long and prosper.
You sure you got the right game here?
I'm not sure now. Number 5. Who said I have a big axe?
You want to say that again, Mark?
No.
All right.
There you go. Those are the 5 clues, because they can just go back and listen to the show.
Oh, I know.
Okay. All right, those are the 5 clues. Tell us what 5 cards in order, 1 through 5, from Nowhere to Hide are we talking about? Get those emails into us, wars.radio@decipher.com. All right? No big reveal for this week, because the big reveal is at your local retailer. It's called
right.
Nowhere to Hide. Go out there and enjoy it, folks.
And
because
one
it's a
more
great stuff.
time, the artwork cannot be appreciated until you see the real cards. I know you guys have seen some of these cards on the web. You got to see them in print because the colors are just gorgeous.
Beautiful stuff. All right. That's going to do it for Wars Radio this week. We have no email because Chuck really just doesn't like the email
I don't
song.
like the email song.
Next week, we're going to see if we can get somebody from Mongoose in here to talk about Wars, the role-playing game.
That's cool.
Of course, we'll always take your emails. You can send them to wars.radio@decipher.com if you have comments, suggestions, or feedback. That's all for this week on Decipher Wars Radio. Enjoy Nowhere to Hide, folks. We will see you next week.